Hello, hello. Welcome to the Moderate Texan podcast. My name is Jay. I am the Moderate Texan, and it's been another week. I'm sorry this week's a little late. I was at the Texans Titans game this week, and I was at Thursday night football against the Eagles, both of which we lost, one of which was worse than the other. So couldn't film on Thursday because I was in Houston at the time. It's unfortunate, but it happened. But it's good to see you all back. I'm happy to see you all. I'm happy to be here with you all. Today we're going to be looking at quite a bit of things. We're going to be looking at that Tennessee Texans debacle that was just honestly, that wasn't a game. That was a practice. That was like watching, a scrimmage or something. Varsity versus JV. It was bad. We're going to be looking at, I'll kind of talk a little bit about what happened Thursday and my thoughts on that, giving you guys like an instant reaction on it. I don't like to do instant reactions because I like to let things settle and give myself a little bit of time to, look back into the middle. We like to pierce through that darkness, find the light, and bring it all right back to the middle. And we're also going to look at Matt Maher in the building. What's up, Matt? He might be joining us later. We're going to give him some time. He just got off work, y'all, so got to let him get cleaned up before he shows his pretty face in here. What was I saying? So we're going to look at a little bit of my instant reaction, a little bit of time to settle down. And then, of course, we always got to do our quick side note. But before we do that, I want to get the basic housekeeping that we always got out the way. First, you guys know who I am. I am the Moderate Texan. I am Jay. I'm out here in San Antonio, still doing life, still loving life, still working, still grinding. Matt is probably going to join us later. We might have a new guy. If you guys watch the Texans Thoughts stream, you know who he is. He's Ryan, or GM Fanatic. He might be joining us as well a little bit later as we go through the film. If you guys want to add us on Twitter or you guys want to hit us up in the comments, feel free to. Our Twitter handles are all below in the description. Go ahead and hit us up. We always love having discussions with you. If you like the content that you've been seeing from me, if you like the film breakdowns, if you like what I've been bringing to the table, or you want to debate what I've been bringing to the table, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. What's up, Willie? Good to see you, my guy. Like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and let me know what's up for you. And if you're already subscribing, or if you're already following me on Twitter, go ahead and let me know what I can pray for you. What can I help you with? How can I be of service to you today? All right, let's jump into the quick side note. For those of y'all who are in the United States, y'all know it is a kind of turbulent time. It's election season. World Cup is coming up, and that is the time that I love. Go USA. I believe that we can win. But in reality, I'm going to be following other teams, unfortunately. Probably France, a bit of England, Spain. Yeah, I'll probably be following all them teams. Really every team, honestly. Let's be honest. And Belgium. Who doesn't follow Belgium? Belgium's fun to watch. And the orange, the Netherlands as well. We'll be following the Netherlands. But let's go ahead and hold on one second, y'all. Let's go ahead and let's talk about what's really happening in America. This week is election week. Tuesday is election day. I'm going to highly recommend you guys go vote. I served, as you guys know, I served in our nation's military. I was in the U.S. Air Force for 6 years. 2 years I was active duty, or about a year and a half, and then the rest of the time I was reserves. My time in service is me defending your right to go vote. You're a citizen here, especially in America. You're a citizen here. That is your right. That is your civic duty. That is your way of letting our government know how how you're going to, like, how displeased you are with them, or what you want done, or what you feel should be right for you and your family. Go vote, get out there and do it. Same for other countries, same for those of you who are my overseas friends, those of you who have democratic systems, go vote as well. Make sure your voice is heard. And remember, the politics for your country are the politics for your country. I don't really care about your politics. They are the way they are. You vote the way you feel is right, but do it. Go vote. Make that choice and go do it. So with that, let's jump into some film review. This was an ugly game. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna get to sharing some stuff. But again, this was a very ugly game, honestly. So let's pull this up. Let's share this real quick. All right. Looks like you guys can see it. Let me get my notes out real quick so I can kind of go over what this is. And this is one of our first plays from offense. So again, we're going to be reviewing that Tennessee game. It was ugly, trust me, but I don't think it's as ugly as you guys thought it was. Believe me, I never want to watch this game again. I never want to do another film breakdown on this game again, but it wasn't as ugly as you guys thought. So let's move ahead here. Let's see what's going on. All right. So we know that this game, we didn't have a lot of success with any type of offense in this game. It was pretty much all ugly. It was bad. But let's take a look and see what we're seeing here, right? So straight off the bat, we're picking up where we left off in terms of offensive line and blocking based on the Raiders game. So you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys on the line. We have 2 out wide. Cooks out here, who it's been reported that he's coming back, right? He was back with the team on Friday. We got Dorsett, who happened to be wide receiver 1, or Chris Moore was last week. We've got Hairston, and the 2 rookies, actually, Hairston and Dameon Pierce. In the backfield. On the Tennessee line, we could see 5 are up here on the line. We've got 2 linebackers in the box, and we've got our secondary here. It looks like Bayer just kind of stepped up. So this might load the box with 8. So they're expecting a run here, right? And this play does work. It's kind of the thing that's happened often. But we could see here that the pitch out works. It's one of our plays that really works. And hold on one second, guys. I'm going to bring Ryan into the stream. He is here. So let's get him in here.
What's good?
Ryan, the
My
fanatic
man.
GM himself, or GM fanatic. He is on Twitter. You see his little handle there. Ryan, before we jump back into the plays, let me let you introduce yourself to the people who don't know you. Talk about yourself a little.
I'm Ryan. I am getting my master's of social work currently. I like film breakdowns, and apparently I really like learning about contracts. Something I never thought I'd really say in life, but here I am.
Awesome. So Ryan is one of the most educated people that I know. He's a brother to me, brother from another mother. Dude and I, we talk about deep subjects, and we talk about not so deep subject all the time. Give this guy some love. Give him some follows on Twitter. Heed his information because he knows a lot. We call him GM Fanatic for a reason. It's GM Fanatic in the building, y'all. It's a good time.
Howdy.
Talo, how you doing, man? Good to see you. It's been seeing you since the beginning, so it's good to see you, my guy. All right. So, Ryan, just to kind of catch you up where we were, this is the first play, I think, one of our first plays, successful plays from our first drive in the Titans game. This is a pitch out to Dameon Pierce. And the thing that I kind of broke down to start is it looks like we're starting off not far off of, where we ended the last game. Near max protect on the line, 2 receivers out, a fullback, and Dameon Pierce in the backfield. Looks like there are 5 on the line here for the Titans. two linebackers, two safeties here, or four DBs, I guess. Two safeties. Byard is actually eking up here, so he's probably gonna join this line.
Yeah.
So we look like it's pretty normal coverage, enough to stop the run. A hat on a hat. But when we look at the play, right, it's a pitch. It's actually a pitch out to the right. So we follow Titus, and Byard did come up, right? And we get 11 yards on this run, right? So what do you see here? What's something that you're seeing?
I mean, I'm seeing something that I keep on seeing, which is we're facing a 5-man defensive line almost every snap.
Yeah. But this still works.
They know what we're going to do. I see Pierce just running through arm tackles. We finally have a guy who can do that, which is great. But I like his speed control right here. Because Harrison, he's been whiffing on blocks as of recent, but he at least gets enough in the ways for Pierce to make it work.
Yeah. Matt made a real unfortunate statement a couple of weeks ago when he said that Troy Hairston is the best UDFA we've ever had, Arian Foster. But Hairston has, we forget he's a rookie, right? This is a rookie fullback who has routinely opened up holes.
Who also has never played, who probably hasn't played fullback since like middle school, if he ever played it.
Yeah. Isn't he a converted linebacker?
Linebacker and defensive end.
Yeah. So this man is coming out. He's still learning the position. He's learning it at the NFL level, and he's playing well.
He's playing well enough. I think he's really a special teams ace. Like, if you have a guy who's just a special teams ace, he's got to be able to do something else.
Exactly.
And I think this is one of those guys that were like, he's so good on special teams, we got to find a way for him to fit somewhere else.
Yeah.
This is where he fits. And he's growing. Like, fullback is a dying position. He's growing in something that's dying. But what I'm noticing with him is it's more so his timing needs to be adjusted. Because once that timing is adjusted, he's laying guys out. Watch him be a missile.
Yeah. And what's interesting is, remember, this is what's interesting about this.
He was going for two guys.
Yeah.
I just noticed that.
Yeah. So one thing that I noticed about him is, remember, this is the exact play that Pierce took it 75 yards to the house against the Chargers. And again, I don't want to get too far into the weeds on the Eagles game because I'll take care of that next week. But in our Veterans Day special, so get here on Friday. That'll be on Friday next week, not Thursday. Quick shout out to that. But this is the exact play that's been working for us. Out to the right, following Titus, Can, and Quessenberry. We've been rolling this ball to the right, and we get good yards. It actually works twice in this game. Later in this game, we get another exact same run, and it goes for another 13 yards.
And here's a sneak peek at Thursday Night Football. We got Green and Tunsil moving in the same direction on a pull, and Damian just had to follow them up, and it was really easy. It wasn't easy. I think it was like a 10-yard, 11-yard run. He just followed the pull. He knows who to follow. He can follow blocks. His thing isn't running backs and passive. They're cutting in. They're not following their blocks, or they're taking vision too early. He's showing patience and deliberately saying which way can I actually get to.
Yeah. And there's one other thing that I really wanted to talk about with this, because I feel like it's talked about, but it's not talked about enough because it needs to be brought up more. We know Dameon Pierce is a dog. The man does not go down. He's always falling forward. He's always getting positive yards. But what we don't talk about is his acceleration and his ability to do it at will. On this play, he's not going fast to start. Kevin Byard shoots into the backfield. He's there. And just Dameon Pierce just accelerates by him. He's gone. He just takes off. And that's something that a lot of teams haven't gotten used to. Like, he's not the fastest running back. We can agree on that. Everybody knows.
He doesn't give you his full speed at the start.
But yeah,
his running form is also, his running form makes it look like he's already there. Exactly. That's just how he runs.
Exactly. So he's running violently, he's accelerating quickly, and he's not giving up. He's constantly churning. He's got that. He's always the low man. He isn't 6 foot. So he's very balanced. So this is what makes Dameon Pierce so good. And it's one of the good things that actually was a part of this Titans game. Thoroughly loved it, thoroughly enjoyed it. Dameon Pierce is the future if he can stay healthy. And hopefully he does. Let's move on to the next play because I don't want to spend too much time on this play. So let me get to that next play real quick.
6-12.
Yes, sir. All right. So we're going to let this play a little bit here so we can get to the right spot. So this play here really makes me angry. All right. We all know for the last 2 games, Davis Mills has made the mistake of throwing bad interceptions. But this interception here that we're about to watch, I will say is maybe, and Ryan, I don't know if you agree with me, but I'll say it's maybe 10% on Mills. And the rest of it is not on him. Here's why.
More on Mills, but that's just personally like he did throw the ball. That's at least 25%.
All right.
For me.
Let's look at this play real quick. So let's look and see. Let's break down what's actually happening here. On this play, we can see here that we only have 5 on the line. So this is a traditional lineup here. Nobody's in the backfield. We have 5 on the outside here. Looks like Rex Burkhead is split out wide. We have Cooks on the same side with him. And we have all 3 tight ends on the other side. There's Howard, here's Akins, here's Brevin. This is Brevin's first game. Nope, this is his second game back. His first game back was last week. And I said last week in last week's video that Brevin helped with that pick 6 that happened because he didn't stop. He didn't stay still. And if he would have just stopped, that would have been helpful. Very helpful. Oh, man, Money Matt may be getting here soon, y'all.
Oh, or is that him making a donation?
Oh, if he makes a donation, I don't know where that's going to. I will say this, y'all. I want to get this out here. If any of y'all decide to do any super cash or anything like that or any money donations, it's all going to charity. I'm going to let y'all know that right now. I'm going to donate it to a deaf community. But let me go ahead. Let me drop Money Matt in here. There he is. There's the man.
Uno momento, friends.
Roger, no problem. Take your time, Matt. All right.
Okay. We here? We good?
We good. We can hear you just fine. All right. So, Matt, we just looked at the first play of the game, just kind of catch you up. The first play, not first play of the game, but still in the same drive, in which Dameon Pierce made a really good run to the outside. It was a pitch to the right in which he kind of just followed his blocks, accelerated, and got 11 yards up the field. This is the first drive. This was the best offensive drive in the game. And then it ends here, right? We know what happened on this play. This is the play. I'll show it one more time. This is the play where Davis Mills throws the pick. I can't remember 26's name, but he throws it directly to him, and that was terrible. So I'll first, before we kind of go back and I give my spiel about why I think Davis Mills is not really too much at fault for this. Matt, what did you see on this play?
So what I see here is it looks like Jordan Akins and Brevin Jordan are supposed to be running they ran like a pick or a rub route, but whether there was some miscommunication on which way Brevin was supposed to go, that led to a costly Davis Mills interception.
Facts. Ryan, do you see the same thing?
Man, I'm just seeing Akins and Brevin not in cohesion at all. I am seeing OJ getting at least a good get off.
Yes. So here's why Matt says that, and we kind of talked about this when we watched the film initially. I'm going to pause it right here. All right. So we know that the route concept right here, right? OJ is taking this guy up the field. He's probably going to go and do a little out route up here somewhere. These 2 guys are completely out of the play. He's kind of over here, not really in it yet. And this linebacker is, again, not in the play. He's kind of out of it because he's pass rushing. The only 2 people that you really want to worry about here and that Mills is looking for are these 2 guys right here. What's going to happen here? The reason I say this is a pick route is because Brevin seems to be running this way to the middle of the field, and Akins seems to be running outside to about the same spot, right? What should have happened here, based on this separation, is Brevin should have run in between them. If he ran here, what is 26's name? I can't think
Doesn't
of it.
matter.
But 26, this DB has to run behind and around both of these players in order to get where he's supposed to be. Or he runs the risk of running into his other DB here. But what Brevin does is picks himself. He runs outside and picks himself, which allows 26 to just go straight through and get to the spot he's supposed to be. And look, Mills has already thrown the ball. This is an anticipation throw. He's expecting Brevin to run this pick route.
Look at Akins. He looks like he kind of leaned into Brevin just a little bit.
I think he's trying to get out of his way. Again, so one thing that I'm also noticing is Brevin isn't paying attention. He's not looking at Akins. He's looking back at the quarterback.
Yeah.
Which is, again, he's not paying attention. He's continuing to make the same mistakes.
Functioning at the college level. Exactly.
He's functioning at the college level. I said this in the Texans Thoughts Discord. Y'all, if you're not following Jordan or Texans Thoughts, do it. It's excellent. He provides great content. But I'm telling you, I have been saying in that channel that Brevin should never see another snap. He is not playing well. He's relying too much on what he did in college and his athleticism and not enough on his technique. And what it's doing is it's causing things like this. It's causing picks. It's causing mistakes. It's causing him to not get down in the end zone where he's not able to get 2 feet down or get 2 feet down inside in bounds, which I don't know. That might have been in the Eagles game. That might have been in bounds. But these are the little mistakes that he keeps making, and it keeps putting us in bad positions. I attribute 2 picks now to Brevin Jordan. I don't know if you guys do, Matt and Ryan, but I completely state that this pick is more on Brevin than on Davis Mills. Mainly because Brevin doesn't get to the spot he's supposed to. All right. I think we've beat the dead horse of Brevin should never play another snap into the ground. So let's move on to the next play, which is right here. And y'all know I love me some Tremont Smith. All right, hold on one second. I want to address this question. What's up, Eden? Good to see you, man. I won't say that that's on Akins because I think that's that space that Brevin was in is supposed 10%. He's supposed to. I could give it 10%, but also Brevin needs to split. He's supposed to split there.
I think we can all agree majority of that is on Brevin. A little bit's on Akins. He's the veteran. He should be making that veteran. This rookie deal contract guy is not making the adjustment. I will make the adjustment. He's not doing that, which is maybe I'll give him 5%, actually, not 10. I give Mills about 25%. Actually, I give Mills 10%, as you said. It was an anticipation. This is what this play design is.
Yeah, and let me actually go back because I wanted to show y'all something.
That's 85% on Jordan.
Yeah. I want y'all to see something on this play also.
OJ Howard really great.
That I really needs to be addressed here. This is why I really think this is a pick play. Number 21 here sees this coming, right? This is why it's such a big deal. He backs up to let 26 go through. He knew that this is a pick play coming because if he doesn't back up, he's going to get run into. If Akins moves up a little bit, maybe he runs into him, but that's offensive pass interference. You can't do that, right? The point is to make 26 run into 21, right? That's the pick play. That's the rub route. But he sees this coming. Brevin, the reason we're saying this is 85% on Brevin or more, right, is because come on now. Like, Brevin, you've got to pay attention. You've got to pay attention. And this game was really not just on Brevin. And on other people, this game was a lot on the team as a whole. A lot of people gave up in this game. Now, you'll see that as a theme. But let me get back to that next play. The Tremont Smith stuff, because I like to talk about the good here. And Tremont Smith is the special teams GOAT, period. Let no one tell you otherwise. He's the special teams GOAT. And we're going to only spend a little bit of time on this because I just need y'all to see why he's a special teams GOAT. Look at this. He was pushed out of bounds. He gets back in bounds, and he punches this ball out. Special teams GOAT. The film don't lie, y'all. Special teams GOAT. Sign this man. Keep him here for that. Just that alone. He's been an ace on special teams, a breath of fresh air.
Honestly, he's not that bad of a depth for cornerback.
Exactly. I think he's a safety, right? Not a corner.
I thought he played corner for us, so
Moving
to safety, I think that'd be better. But keep him around. He could do more things.
The reason I think it was Drew Doherty called him the greatest special teams player in Texans history, and watching him play this year, I'm finding it hard to disagree.
I've been saying this since the beginning of the season. Tremont Smith has been our best. He's the GOAT on special teams.
That's why he's number one. Frank said, "Hey, you're number one on special teams." He took it to heart.
Yeah, he's legit. He's been leading that special teams unit, and been doing real well with it.
That was good.
All right, I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time.
No, we good.
Well, there's an Astros game that's happening tonight, and I want to get y'all to that. So,
I watched them; they lose, so I'm not watching them.
Baby.
I'm
watching them so we win. I'm not watching so we win, guys.
So I'm going to be watching that game, Go Stros, and that was possibly the funnest experience in the last game. By the way, Eagles fans were super awesome, super nice, and we had
Eagles
good trash
out of Philly. Good.
Outside of Philly, yeah. Inside of Philly, Mattress Mac has to cuss somebody out. All right. I think this is right.
Yeah.
Let me make sure. All right. So this is the next play. All right.
To Brevin.
Yeah, it was to Brevin. I will say on that particular play, Brevin did well to catch the ball, but one of his biggest issues is that he doesn't stop moving backwards. He never feels the pressure coming from behind him, and that is an issue that needs to be addressed. I don't know if he's going to work out of that, but yeah. Look at what Eden is saying here. Broke out of his route, straight down at Brevin instead of making it. Again, I think Brevin is supposed to run up, right? He's not supposed to be looking directly at the quarterback. He's supposed to run his route, right? Don't look at what your quarterback's looking at. This is a timing play. Get to your spot.
Get to your lane mark, then look.
Yes, get
Don't
to where
start
you're
off
supposed to
looking.
be. Yeah, this is a college mistake, right? That's a college mistake. In college, you can do that because the defenses aren't as good. But this is the NFL, the best of the best. But I understand what you're saying, right? A tiny slant from Jordan gets him out from Jordan Akins gets him out of the way. But Brevin Jordan also has to run his route. That's do your job. Don't do what you think is awesome. Do your job.
Ooh.
Right. So let's get to and keep it up, Eden, as well. I love debates. I love talking with people. So what you got going on over there, Matt? What's going on?
So I'm keeping track of the Tennessee-Georgia game over here, obviously. And the recent play, Hendon Hooker was sacked for a loss of 3 yards. But there was a face mask on the play, which negated the sack. So first down, Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee coming back?
Not really. 6-27, Georgia lead. Do what?
Who was it that got the sack?
Carter. Michael Williams.
Oh.
Carter.
I wish it was Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter's a dog.
Absolute dog. Absolute dog. Everybody that Georgia has is just big men that are dogs. It's insane. All right, let's look at this play. This is the fourth play of the game that I really wanted to kind of look at. It's a bad play, but let's see what's going on here. We'll break this down here shortly. All right. So let's see what Mills sees to start. Straight off the bat. Again, we have, I think, 5 on the line. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brevin gets into the backfield. Sun makes it a little hard to see here. Cooks is on his own out here on an island. We have Dorsett, and it looks like this is Chris Moore right here. And then we have Pierce in the backfield. On this play, the Titans have 4 on the line, 2 linebackers. Safeties are up here, and it looks like it's man coverage to start. A little off man, but it looks like it's man. So maybe cover 2, right? So let's kind of take a look. Let's see what's actually going on here. Play action looks terrible, but it's play action nonetheless. And he misses badly. What do you guys see with this? Ryan, let's let you go first. What do you see here?
I mean, I was trying to keep track of the ball.
The ball goes out here to Philip Dorsett.
But I'm seeing some confusion because it looks like they were really trying to crowd with fit Moore and Dorsett right in that middle. I don't understand why you'd want to put all the defenders in the same place like that. It looked like Dorsett, maybe he could have made a move to get further downfield and then cut in. But, I mean, that DB's back is turned. I don't care what that play design is. Take that. You don't get that kind of back turned towards you that often.
Yeah.
When you do, take that. If you have a good quarterback, he sees you, he understands it.
Yeah. What do you see, Matt? What do you see here?
So, right around, I think it was Tennessee's 40, Philip Dorsett had a nice, right around the 40, he had a nice kind of hesitation move that took the corner inside towards the seams. I think he could have potentially probably busted out right behind him, and he had a wide open lane to the end zone.
Yeah. And I kind of want to go off of what you're saying there, Matt. So I do think this is an option route, right? He has an option here. He has an option right here to choose based on the leverage of 26 here. Does he go in, make a cut in, or does he go out? Right. And I think this is a binary decision for Davis Mills, right? If there's inside leverage, he's going to throw it out. And that's what Dorsett's supposed to go, right? If this guy has outside leverage, he's going to throw it in, right? Especially if he's shading to the inside like he is. If his hips are turned to go inside like he's doing or run up field, this should absolutely be going to the outside.
All right.
But it is what it is, right? Moore possibly looks like an option, but he's kind of shaded. He's covered the entire way. Cooks, but that throwing lane isn't really there. The throwing lane is definitely out here to Philip Dorsett. So what I think happened here is exactly kind of what Ryan said. You don't get this often, right? This should have either been turned upfield. This should have been turned to the outside because his hips are not ready. He would have had to turn completely around to get back to this ball. And I think that's what Davis Mills is seeing. So I don't think this is a bad miss. I think Dorsett runs the wrong route. I think there's just a lot of confusion, a lot of mistakes made, a lot of not being on the same page between our receivers and our quarterback. And I don't know what's changed from this year to last year, but Brandon Cooks isn't on the same page as Mills anymore. Chris Moore seems to, and Nico Collins seem to be on the same page. Dorsett's not on the same page. Maybe it's just they're not getting enough time with him, but Dorsett's not usually in the game anyway, so that may be the reason. He's not usually targeted. What do you guys think of that? We'll start with Matt.
That's something I'm going to touch on real quick, the whole wide receiver situation. I could care less if Brandon Cooks plays another down for the Texans again. I'm so tired of these culture guys that Jack used to be brought in and Nick brought in to change the culture of the franchise and to get everyone on the same bus. But from what we've been seeing the past couple weeks, the only people that haven't been on board I've been trying to preach everyone to get on board was the Jack Easterby guys. But now that he's gone, we see the team arguably playing harder because I thought they played harder in the Eagles game. But Brandon Cooks, when he came here, he said, I don't want to be traded anymore. I'm done. Like, I'm entirely on board with what you guys have going on here. He knew that Davis Mills was going to be the quarterback. He knew that he was torching our DBs in practice, so they would probably be getting torched in games by other better wide receivers. But to go out and say one thing but not play because your guy's gone, that's goodbye, Brandon Cooks. I could care less if you play. I hope you change my mind, but goodbye, Brandon Cooks. That's all I have to say on that.
Yeah, well, go ahead. Go ahead, Ryan.
I think the only one who has actual chemistry with Mills right now has to be Collins. I don't think I can say anyone else has chemistry with Mills. And I think that that's a problem in general to not have full chemistry with more than one receiver. That's an issue.
Yeah.
But I think Mills' strength is his decision making. I just don't think he has the physical tools to always go with that decision making.
Yeah. I will disagree. I'll say he has chemistry with one other receiver, Chris Moore. I think Chris Moore he does have some good chemistry with. It's just Chris Moore is generally, especially if Nico and Cooks are on the field, Chris Moore is almost always open. Somehow. And I think last game kind of proved it. He against the Eagles, vaunted secondary, he was open quite a bit. And we'll review that in the film. But based on what I saw, Chris Moore was open quite a bit. I also think some of this game was based on bad bad play calling sometimes from Pep. The Titans kind of knew it was coming. They were prepared. They watched their film. They knew it was going to happen. We're going to try and run the ball all over them the way that Derrick Henry ran all over us to take the ball out of their hands. And they just stopped it. And then when they forced us to throw the ball, none of our receivers played inspired to get open. And and nobody played disciplined, or very few people played disciplined, right? And that's a problem, right? And I agree, Italo. It is a disappointment, right? This is not only a disappointment on Cooks, right? But this is a disappointment on the wide receiver room as a whole, right? It seemed that they just didn't play well last game, or this game, right? Last game they played a lot better without Cooks on the field, and you noticed there was a much more pep in their step. Just this game, it felt like they were off, and I agree. I think for that huge extension, for what Cooks is doing, you got to be better, man. We'll talk about that more in the end, though. Yeah, and yeah, Eden, good stuff there. Yeah, they've had a good connection, I think. All right, let's get to the next play. Kind of go from there. So this next play is not much further up in the game. Get there, boom. All right, let's look at this play. So, going back to Cooks, getting back in on him. This is where I'm saying he's not playing very well, right? And he's playing uninspired, and the team gave up, right? I want y'all to look at every other receiver on the field. Here's Chris Moore over here. He's blocking. Here's Cooks. Here's Dorsett, right? Nobody is trying to get open. They just kind of ran the routes and stopped, right? That's it. They're not doing anything else. But down here, if you look at Chris Moore, he recognizes what's going on. He sees the blocking, and he's like, "Oh wait, I let me keep going." Why? Why is everybody just giving up, letting Mills kind of just keep shuffling out? We know he's not the fastest runner.
Man, that was supposed to be a screen.
Yeah, it's like there's just nothing there. This is that uninspired play.
That was supposed to be a screen. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. No one's looking on the backside because the ball's not supposed to. This isn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, but
Look
this
where
is definitely a screen.
Mills is rolling out, and it's supposed to be going down to is that 31? Is that?
That's Akins right here.
No, other side.
Oh, right here to Dare.
Yep, it was supposed to go to Dare.
Oh wait, yeah, this is right. He does look to go to Dare here. Actually, Matt and I watched this live, and we said, "Oh man,"
he goes, "Oh no."
He can't go to Dare because his throwing lane's cut off.
But
he can't do it.
Look at his throwing lane to Cooks right now.
It's open, yeah. But he's just so we'll look at it from the other angle so you can see why he couldn't make that throw. Right. And I want to kind of show y'all what's going on here. So let's kind of see, right? Dare is out here. Ogumbuale, I gotta say his name right because man played well in that Raiders game and he deserves it. He should be RB2. So Dare is out here. Right. He ekes out. Mills is looking for Dare. He's made the right read. He knows this play. This is it. But 94 is in his face. And right behind him is, I think that's 45.
I think that's Bud Dupree.
So that throw isn't there. So he looks off immediately, and he's not set to throw. He's not ready. And also Akins is right there in his face. So he doesn't really see Cooks. When he finally starts to look, he's not looking at Cooks. He's escaping the pocket. He sees Cooks, but Cooks is covered. He sees Dorsett, but Dorsett's covered. Cooks doesn't turn around, doesn't run upfield. He kind of just keeps approaching. I think this is also third down. So it's like, you're not at the sticks. What are you doing? Right? Like you need to move forward in order for this to be a first down play here. So this is kind of what I'm saying. It's like there's a big give up here by the receivers. This is third down. He's not at the sticks. The only one that's at the sticks is right here. And Dare is the play here. He's actually the person who's supposed to get the ball, but throwing lane closed. Mill doesn't want to throw that for good reason. And it's just in my opinion, it seems to be that the receivers kind of gave up here. I'll start with Ryan this time. What do you kind of see here?
I see a broken play, and where the opposite play side where they know the ball's not supposed to go. And this is a breakdown. This is a complete breakdown of a play that you never see coming.
Yeah.
And you can't, watching the QB school off that Thursday night football, you can't expect a quarterback to be able to quarterback if look at the blocking right there.
Yeah. Yeah. What's supposed to happen if what is he supposed to do here? Right? Is he supposed to just be, Patrick Mahomes? Right? Yeah. Is he supposed to be Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson all thrown together? Right? Is that what he's supposed to do here? We can't expect that, right? This is bad, right? It's a bad play. It's a bad situation that happened. But yeah, Eden, you make a good point, right? Can he throw it because the linemen are way downfield at the bottom of the screen?
I don't think they're 5 yards yet, though.
I thought it was 1 yard.
I thought it was 5 yards. If it's 1 yard, then
yeah, they're down the field. So yeah, I think it's 1 yard.
If it's 5 yards, it's fine.
Yeah, it'd been a legal man downfield, right? Yeah, that's what he said, right? So good call out there, Eden. That's true. It would have been a legal man. Oh, it's three. Good call out.
I think what was supposed to happen is right about there, he was supposed to kind of like do a Jeter hop, throw it back to Dare. We see Kenyon Green lay out that linebacker that's just waiting there, who would have been the first tackler to Dare.
Yeah, and this ball would have been a first. This would have been a first down. Let's be real here, right? This would have been.
Unfortunately,
Jay's right.
Davis Mills isn't Derek Jeter.
It's 1 yard
in the NFL, 3 yards in college.
Oh, so yeah. So it's 1 yard. So this play is supposed to have already been out to Dare. The problem is the line didn't hold. Right? Nobody holds up here. Tunsil, nobody blocks Bud Dupree, right? because Tunsil's blocking somebody else, so he's the free runner. Kenyon Green is the guy who kicks out here, so he's not even supposed to be here. Can doesn't hold up at all.
I think if Can holds this up, it works.
Yeah, exactly. Can's not even in this play.
No,
so it's
that's Titus.
Yeah. So Titus.
It's because Titus didn't expect the drawback, I don't think.
Yeah. So I mean, this is, and I really can't put this on Titus. I think Titus thought Can was supposed to give him help on the inside, because look, they're so wide apart here. I think he's thinking that because Can's not doing anything. I don't know what's going on here. Can's just kind of in la la land. I don't know what the play call was for the offensive line, but I think
went too far out right there. That's why.
Yeah, I don't know if he thought he was going to get help on the inside, but whatever the case may be, this play broke down, and we know that this should have been a first down, because look at what Green did to that man. Green put him on the ground, but he doesn't get any credit.
Green appreciation post.
Exactly.
Pancake.
Hashtag Kenyon Green pancakes in the comments if you can. But good grief, you can't expect to play quarterback well in this league when your line doesn't hold up, when your players don't play. Right? That's a problem. That's an issue. All right. So let's go ahead and let's move ahead to one of our final couple plays here. It's much further in the game. And then I'm going to go back. Actually, let me stay around here real quick, because I wanted to. There was something that I wanted to kind of point out. One thing I was noticing in this game was there was lots of holding on Tennessee players that was not being called, particularly Robert Woods. And let's look at this play. Yeah, we're gonna watch this. What's happening here?
Oh, that's a hold.
What's happening here? Hashtag Kenny Green pancakes. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eden. Loving it, man. But look at this. Look at this play.
And he's still being held. Oh, man, why'd you have to? King is pissed.
And he has a right to be, right?
King, if you watch this, you are a goat for this.
Look at this. He's being held the entire way. He tackles him to the ground. He's a bit upset with him.
Man, he held him down, too. Can you do wrestling in high school or something?
I don't know, but this man, give him the pin. That's a pin. 1, 2, 3. Hit him with the rocks. It doesn't matter. This man pinned this dude down at the end, but he's being held. This happens so much. It's obvious hold.
Robert Woods can't block.
He couldn't block.
This is also something to look for whenever we play them again. Because if refs are calling holds,
exactly,
we have a chance to win because it'll be backed up 20 yards.
Same here with Rasheem Green. Watch 87 in the middle of the screen here with Rasheem Green. Can't have your hand. He's past him. Can't do that. Now, we know in the NFL that there's a hold on pretty much every play.
Yeah. But I think some of these are ugly holds.
Yeah, some of these are ugly, right? You can't hold like this.
There's some holds that they just aren't that ugly.
Yeah, some are not ugly, right? But that's part of the reason I wanted to show you that is because we talk bad about the defense. This play there wasn't actually a hold, which is good. But
can we watch that all the way through just so we can watch Casey McDermott face plant again? Please. Oh, that was so bad. Right there.
I'm not gonna lie. Again, a preview for next week. Casey McDermott, 1 week to another week, looks like two completely different players.
Yeah. Garrett Wallow is kind of playing the same way, honestly. Sometimes he's elite, and it's play to play with him. That's a hold. You saw that? Did you see it?
Do you see what we're doing with him? He's setting the edge. He's acting like a defensive end.
But look at this. Look. Plays over. You can't do that. You can't
tripping?
do it.
Was that tripping?
There's tripping in this game. There was so much. Look. That would have been
Yep.
tripping here.
No, I was looking at Petrie.
But look here. Look. This
With
is what
Woods.
look at 78. I don't think that's tripping, but this is a hold, right? This is an absolute hold. You can't do that. He's turned. You can't do it.
I will say we got 78 right back in the back of the knee right afterwards, though.
Yeah, he
Good
got
or in
that.
front. Good job, Kirksey.
I don't ever advocate for
That's
players.
about
being
the
hurt,
only good thing that has ever come from a Christian Kirksey missed diving tackle.
but at the same time, it's like, come on, like refs. That's
Yeah.
3 holding plays I've shown you guys, right?
I'm pretty sure Jill Johnson got held at some point in this game, and he was blatantly upset about it. Like,
Yeah,
he was calling for the flags, and
yeah. I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was in the second quarter. Actually, I don't want to go back that far, but let's move
Yeah.
ahead to the other play. But I wanted to kind of show you all that, and we'll go back and we'll look at other plays. If you guys want to see that, see more holding plays, and want us to look for that, comment that in the comments below. But let's move ahead.
Or watch
here.
any live game. You'll see it all the time.
Yeah,
Missed calls by
or
refs.
watch the game live.
Goff chasing
or-
Kelsey, pulling someone into the end zone.
Or if you have NFL Plus, watch the All 22. Or if you want, message me on Twitter and ask me to watch the All 22 with you. I don't want to particularly watch this again, but I'll do it for y'all because much love to y'all.
Ooh.
All right.
And,
So this is one of the best offensive plays. Oh no, we're too far. Hold on. Let me. We went too far. I need to go one play earlier. Here we go. This is the play I wanted to show y'all first. All right. So this is finally the offense. Yeah, this is the play that gets us the touchdown, right? And it's the best offensive play we see of the day, right? Everything in between this was pretty ugly. But this is something that the Texans had been trying to get going all game. They just could never hook up. And honestly, this is actually the only play in which Cooks actually realizes and does what he's supposed to do. Gets open. Remember that play that we were talking about earlier, Eden and Italo and everybody in the chat, right? We were talking about how they kind of just stopped, right? But on this play, they don't. Or at least Cooks does.
I still think that's slightly underthrown.
It's definitely underthrown.
And
Right?
that's something Mills consistently does, though, is underthrow.
Yeah.
It's almost like you want your wide receivers to purposely play further towards him, just so DBs can get caught a little bit more.
Yeah. On pass interference.
Yeah.
But let's look. See, look.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Perfectly thrown ball. He's gone.
It's 6. But here's where I want you to see. Look, this route ends here. It stops here. Cook stops here. Pressure starts getting in Mills' face. Mills evades like he's been doing all game, and he starts rolling out. Look where Cooks is. Look where everybody else is. They're still with their men. They've kind of given up on this play. Cooks didn't.
They're crowded. Akins looks like he's going about to go make a block.
Yeah, he does, right? He looks like he's about to go make a block. Then he realizes, oh, there's a throw coming, right? Or he's trying to get to the sticks to get, yardage, right? And then this play gets thrown downfield. It's not a perfect throw by far. It's a good throw. It's not a perfect throw. It's underthrown, right? And that, again, Mills is his arm is not a cannon. He's got an arm, but it's not a cannon. And we've consistently seen him underthrow. But this is still a good throw. And this is an NFL catch. But this is what we were needing. We were needing this back at 33 minutes and 51 seconds in the film, right? We needed this, and it didn't happen. And that's what the issue was happening. This is the issue that we were seeing in that Titans game. What do you guys think? We'll start with Matt this time.
Oh, it's finally nice to see Brandon Cooks put in some effort to finally catch a ball. Because anytime a ball has been thrown his way this season, it all hasn't been on Brandon Cooks, but there have definitely been some very catchable passes thrown his way that he just hasn't come down with. but I don't know what his situation is, but I think he's kind of starting to realize, oh man, if I don't start playing up to the receiver that I can be, my trade stock is going to plummet, and no one's really going to want me, and I'm going to find myself out of the league. So I think this is him kind of putting in some last ditch effort to raise his draft capital, because this game was before the trade deadline. So I think that's all it was trying to raise his draft or his trade capital.
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan? Do you agree or disagree?
I mean, I don't know if Cooks is really thinking about that in game, and if he is, then like that would explain a lot if that's what he's thinking about. All I'm thinking about is most of this could have been avoided with the O-line.
It's true.
Either communication, can is the floor of what you want on the card. You don't want to get below can, which means can needs to be your backup. And we need a new center. And this is what the play tells me, because we have a guy switching from being a defensive end, rushing inside. And there's nothing done about that.
And this is Casey McDermott not recognizing that he needs to pass off here, right?
And that's Tunsil going, or Titus going, oh, we're supposed to pass off. And Casey's just locked in.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing a good job. However,
he's got to pass that off, right?
Yeah.
And he's got to prepare like he's supposed to.
Or Titus needs to move to the inside.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's fast enough or has that lateral quickness to do that, or if that's what he's supposed to do. Anyway. Like he would have to go completely around, and I think that sets him up for a bad bull rush. You don't want that. So
yeah, I can see where Questenberry's helping out right now.
Yeah,
but I understand why it was the guy who was giving us a hard time the whole game. However, he way overcommits to one side. It takes himself out of the play and just kind of stands there. Like, oh yeah, I touched someone, I'm good.
Yeah.
So it's there's positions I think cause a lot of this other breakdown to happen.
Yeah, and I think Talo said it earlier, right? When he said it's kind of it's on everybody, right? Yeah, mistakes in all roles, right? It's not just mistakes on the receivers or mistakes at Mills's part. This is mistakes again on pretty much everybody, right? And we can kind of see what we were talking about here with this O-line business, right? Here's Casey McDermott, here's Titus Howard. He stuffs this initial run, right? He stuffs this rush, and Titus is ready to pick him up. Casey never lets go. And that's kind of an issue there, right? He's got to let go and he's got to prepare. At the same time, Questenberry has to realize, Green's got his guy in pass blocking pretty well. Yeah, you're helping him out. That's good. But you also need to check this whole middle of the line that's wide open for any stunts or anything. So play could have been better on all sides. All right. Let's move on to the last play. I think this one's at 102.22. Whoop, too far. All right, here we go. All right. So this is the last play here. The touchdown. And this one is a passing touchdown to Dameon Pierce. So I don't know about y'all, but I have Dameon Pierce on my fantasy team, and I was like, yes, Pierce, give me that passing touchdown.
Cunningham. This is why we don't like him.
Yeah. And for you Titans fans out there that are watching this, yeah.
Welcome to the Zach Cunningham experience.
Yeah, the Zach Cunningham experience exists today. Whoops.
And this isn't anything like, you can still say it's a pity touchdown. What I'm saying right here is Zach Cunningham is being full on Zach Cunningham.
Yeah.
Like the rest of your defense looks like they're trying, but this is Zach Cunningham. Like the rest of your defense, like, hey, we can force them not to have a touchdown. Let's do this. And Zach Cunningham's just being Zach Cunningham and get pass coverage.
Oh. You like Davis Mills. We'll talk about Davis Mills some more here at the end. So we'll save that comment.
I won't save my stuff if I can be with you for the Eagles game.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where my opinion really fits in with Mills and his evaluation.
But let's kind of start off with what you see here, Ryan. What do you see in this?
Looks like he's trying to see everything on the right side, and he's not looking for a check down anymore. And Pierce is the check down.
Yeah. Pierce is the check down. He's not the first read, he's the last read.
And it's not a perfectly thrown ball, even though, look, pass coverage. Except for the guy diving, that's the best pass coverage we've kind of covered so far.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is still a good play. What do you think, Matt?
Same thing. Davis Mills did a good job reading the entire right side of the field, I think. He noticed a slip up by Zach Cunningham there, and Dameon Pierce was able to slide under the end zone.
Yeah. Initially, what I see here is Davis Mills finally got a pump fake to work. This is what I saw initially. Whoop! He doesn't really pump. He just
did he pump it, or did he just?
He just kind of moves his body enough,
or did he extend his neck just a little bit?
Yeah, he just kind of makes what looks to be a fake move, which gets, I think that's Dupree 45 right here. Yeah, makes him jump in the air. Whee! Mistakes. Shouldn't have jumped. Leave your feet. If you reach, I teach. So yeah, we'll look at the end zone view here real quick, Eden.
Also, Casey McDermott gets beat there, and he had 91 diving in at his feet, which I don't know if Davis Mills saw that in the play, but
No, he did.
Yeah. He backs up. If you actually watch, Casey McDermott he backs up here just to.
Oh, I think that was on Questenberry almost. Watch that. Watch what Questenberry does once he realizes Hargreaves is QB spying. He comes in a little too strong.
Yeah. But I mean, you guys can see it there. It actually is really good that you look at it from this view here. You can see Cunningham decides he's gonna make his cut. Very similar to one Kamu Grugier-Hill in what he was doing here in Houston. He makes his decision, and it was the wrong one. He went to go blow up Dameon Pierce there. And yeah, it was a mistake for the Titans. It got us on the board with 7, and that's what we needed. Didn't help us win the game. It just helped us lose less. And the game was ugly. So, my stuff, while we look here at the beautiful pineapple that is Kaimi Fairbairn.
Oh, man.
Let's kind of look into some final thoughts, unless people have it was some decent use of Pierce. Yeah, I mean, he is the last. He's doing what he's supposed to do here, and running out into the flat to be the final option.
So now I was saying if we had Rex right there, they would have covered Rex.
Facts. Yeah, agreed.
So we're diversifying his portfolio of plays he can do.
Definitely. And I do want to kind of talk about this as we kind of jump into our final thoughts before we take questions and stuff. Dameon Pierce was practicing his deep routes. He was practicing deep throws to him before this game started, and also before the Eagles game. He was out there 30 to 40 minutes before everybody. We got into the stadium, Kelly and I, my wife, we got into the stadium at 10:30 at gates opening, and Pierce was already out there and had been practicing over the shoulder catches 40 to 50 yards downfield at that time. So he was already doing that. But one thing I really wanted to kind of talk about is Dameon Pierce. He continues to be the dog that we know him to be. Yes, he did not have his best rushing game. He was kind of held up. He didn't really have the best blocking. The Titans kind of blew everything up on offense, honestly. But he continues to be our best offensive player. Right. Him, probably then Nico. No. Him, then Tunsil, then Nico, then Titus and Kenyon, probably somewhere at the same level there. Then Mills. And then Cooks. Right. And I only say that because Cooks has been playing decent up until this game. He really gave up this game.
I think personally, I'm taking Jordan Akins over Brandon Cooks as far as like from a useful offense standpoint. But
Jordan Akins
could just be me, Pierce.
Jordan Akins is a flash in the pan.
He's been playing better than Cooks so far in this year.
Yeah.
Well, we're also in a tight
opinion,
end
but-
system.
What was that?
We're also in a very tight end friendly system where we're
Yeah,
supposed to be
tight end
using them a
friendly
lot.
system.
So they have a lot of opportunities to flash in the pan.
Yeah.
Bring me Darnell Washington. Sorry.
Yeah, Darnell Washington in this system.
Hey, Tegan Quinterio,
Tegan Quatoriano, I got that man's autograph. Saw him at
I
training
think
camp.
he
Looks like Gronk, runs like Gronk,
catches like Gronk.
catches like him.
Spike celebrates like him.
Yeah, unfortunately, he barely got used any of the rest of the game. But we'll save that for next week. I really wanted to talk about Dameon Pierce. He continues to be our best player. He continues to show up and show out the way that Lovey is wanting to do. Peace out, Eden, man. It was good having you here. A good discussion. Yeah. He was the best. He's our best player by far. He is a dog.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to burn him out. I want him to continue to play well. Stingley. Derek Stingley, we never talked about him, and you really didn't hear about him at all.
So that's the good thing about having a lockdown cornerback. His name shouldn't be getting called.
Exactly. I know PFF. I have PFF Plus, and they really don't like him there.
Well, to be fair, they're grading him also off the system, and the system is we give yards, we don't give touchdowns.
Exactly. But the problem is he hasn't, and he's actually the only rookie who hasn't yet given a touchdown. I think he's the only rookie who has not surrendered a touchdown.
That
Has
actually
Sauce
is
given
played.
up one yet?
Who?
Sauce?
Sauce, according to PFF, Sauce put out a tweet about that and how PFF is giving him touchdowns that aren't his responsibility.
Okay, and they're giving yards Stingley giving yards to the Stingley. That's not his responsibility.
Yeah.
Actually,
So
the last 3 weeks they've been only.
Better.
So
Okay.
they said against the Raiders he had 3 catches for 29 yards against him. The last game he had 1 catch. The Titans, he had 1 catch for some small amount of yards from Robert Woods, and then this last game was 1 catch for 9 yards from AJ Brown. So he's not really getting targeted. And he's playing extremely well, especially in man coverage. Put him on man coverage. He's
And we
he's
can get to
doing
that next week with
Yeah.
the Eagles.
Yeah, we can definitely get to that
Because
next
there's the
week.
former Titan, which I find it very fitting that we played the Titans and we played AJ Brown.
Yeah,
But also, all that goes to show to me is the Titans don't know how to use a wide receiver.
facts. Or at least Art Smith didn't know how to use a wide receiver.
So deal with that what you will. They can take a high wide receiver. Doesn't mean they're going to maximize him at all.
Well, I mean, the
They're
Titans.
too worried about that Mack truck in the backfield.
Yo, let's be real here. Derrick Henry, when I saw him in person, I had never seen Derrick Henry in person because last year he was hurt all year, the torn ACL. When I saw him in person, that man was huge. I was like, who's this linebacker in the backfield? Why is LeBron James standing in the backfield like that? That don't even make sense.
I think it's the best comparison for size because,
Like he's
Good
Who's
defense
that
for size,
who's that
horrible
giant
comparison
tight
for
end?
toughness.
the Titans tight end.
No, it looks like he's the size of a tight end.
He was bigger. He was bigger than Malik Willis. Like he's standing next to Malik Willis, and I'm like, this is unfair. He was bigger than the tight ends sometimes out there. I'm like, what is happening? Like,
At one point, him and Thomas Booker were standing right next to each other, and Derrick Henry looked like he towered over Thomas Booker.
exactly. And remember, Thomas Booker is the defensive tackle. He plays inside. That's scary. Like that should let you know how big Derrick Henry is. Scary, spooky. It was spooky season out there with what we were seeing from Derrick Henry. All right. I want to address this because I think the only time that the Texans have played a complete game was against the Jags. And it was completely bad, but it was a complete game that we played. We have yet to really play a completely good game. We forget that we only gave up 17 points to the Titans. It felt like more, but it was still only 17 points. And I don't know if Ryan Tannehill would have come in and done much more. Georgia won?
Georgia won.
What was the
Quick
score?
little interruption. Final score was 27-13, and Hendon Hooker was brought down 6 times for sacks.
Try to tell y'all, if y'all are in the Texans Thoughts chat,
Go Dogs, baby.
I said Tennessee was fool's gold. I think they were rated a little bit too high, but I do think they're top 10, and I think they deserve to stay in the top 10. But number 1 was a bit too high. I think a little bit too high for them. No, a lot a bit too high. They should have been in the top 7 probably.
Top 5 max.
Yeah, top 5 max. And I think they'll stay up around there. They did beat Alabama. So I think that's got to be taken into consideration. All right. Going back to what I was saying, we need to play a complete game. The Texans haven't done that yet. We've played 3 quarters. We've played a half. We've played 1 quarter. We've played no quarters, right? We've played a few plays, but we've never played a complete game. And that's something that needs to be addressed. It kind of gives me shades of Bill O'Brien, right? And not having the guys ready. We'll start with Matt on that. What do you think? What do you think of that?
What's up? Sorry.
On the Texans, not inability to play a complete game and kind of that feeling like Bill O'Brien-esque stuff where it's like, man, the team isn't ready to play in the first half, but second half they come out strong, or really it's been the first half. They come out strong in the first half, but in the second half it's like there's no adjustments and they come out flat. What do you think on that?
I completely agree, and I feel like a part of that could be the lack of talent. Like, I don't know whether the guys just because like everyone obviously knows their job and what they're supposed to do, but I just don't know if they have the talent to go out and execute for all 4 quarters. Like, you got to kind of they either play a really good first half or a really good second half, but that's part of being a rebuilding team. Like, we're not going to have all of our core pieces yet. Like, we're slowly building it. Like, Christian Harris has been playing really good since coming back from injury. Jalen Petrie has looked good. Derek Stingley has looked really good. Damian Pierce is probably the only offensive player that could give you a good only good rookie that we have that could give you a good 4 quarters. John Mechie is an asterisk because we haven't seen him play yet. Larry Tunsil and Kenyon Green, those guys look like they could give you a full game, but yeah, like it's just inconsistency. So I think once we become a more developed team we really, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, we get our identity, then we're going to be able to start playing those complete games. Once we have our coaching staff set, once we get like all of our core pieces set, then we're going to be a tough team to beat.
Or a scary team to play. What do you think?
Too.
Our play calling on both sides of the field is extremely conservative. And that leads to our bend don't break defense, which means they're in the drive field goal range most of the time, you know. And then on offense, it's never fully up tempo, be aggressive. is usually extremely conservative. I think we saw if we're going to be aggressive, we can actually get quite a bit out of that. And that opens up our run game even more.
Yeah.
But we stay conservative, and this is what happens.
Yeah.
So, do we have the full-on talent? No, but I think play calling needs to be allowing for the talent or the guys to at least grow. Because we're not giving them those looks for them to get used to. We're just saying, all right, this is the one time you gotta do it. Go do it. How dare you not do it? Come on.
I agree with both of y'all's points. I think we all know, and everybody in this chat knows, everybody in Houston knows, this is a rebuild, another rebuilding year for the Texans. And I think next year will be another rebuilding year, but I suspect that next year we should have more wins. Right? I think that we would have closer to 7 or 8 wins next year. You can call me out on that in the chat, but I would think that would be closer to what we should have. If we are tanking again next year, then we're a year behind in our rebuild. I think this is the year that you just go out and see what you got. I think this is when you say to Lovey, hey, I know that you like this Tampa 2 thing, but it's time to stop. Put your dudes in man. Put your dudes in cover 2 man. Put them in whatever and see what we got. Because we don't know, like right now, the Tampa 2 is not working. And if he's not going to be the coach in the next 3 years, why would we build for a scheme that we aren't going to have in 3 years? Right? That doesn't even make sense. So see what we got. Can we play man coverage? On the other side of the ball, what can we get in terms of offensive line? What can we get in terms of receiver? What can we get in terms of RB2s? What can we get? And how can we best utilize what we have on top of that? I don't care if Davis Mills has 40 picks this year. If he's throwing the ball downfield as much and the game is fun, I'm willing to take it. At least we tried. I think that's what all the fans want. Lastly, I want to talk a bit about the Astros. We know they're up 3-2. Let's go Stros. They can close it out tonight. Do it for Dusty. Do it for Mattress Matt. Do it for the H. I do think with Yuli Gurriel being out tonight, you're counting on Trey Mancini at first base, perhaps, and I don't know if you want that. Yeah, I made a great catch last game, great stop, but I don't know if you want Trey Mancini as your first base hitter. The man's been pretty bad hitting the ball.
I mean, we did call up a catcher, so I think Christian Vasquez is about to be a DH.
That is true. We did. Wait. Isn't what's his face playing? Aledmus Diaz. Is he outfielder?
Ooh.
No, I saw that we he played it. I don't know where he plays, but I saw that we.
I know when he played for St. Louis, he was a shortstop.
He did call up a catcher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, that way, Vasquez can be DH. We have the backup for Maldi, and Mancini is probably going to be first base.
I'm not so sure about his defense.
If Mancini can just hold up at first base, I can deal with the at-bats.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was, but I think someone for the Astros was playing with a broken hand.
So far, that's only been one report. Martin Maldonado.
Martin Maldonado?
Martin.
Interesting. Wait, is Framber pitching today?
I think so.
Woo. Framber, I'm going to need you to come out and dominate today.
If we have a chance to close up the game, do you tell Christian Javier in the last 2 innings you're in?
I'd say
Not on 1 day's rest. I think he.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he did that. I think you probably put Verlander. No, Javier. He'd be on
This is
4
2
days
days.
rest.
This
He'd
is
be on,
Javier pitched on Wednesday.
game. Yeah,
so he'd be on Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
it's
He'd be on 3 days rest or 2 days rest. So
Yeah.
I think you throw Javier in there in the middle somewhere.
middle. Try to throw in McCullers and in the end. And just say
McCuller. Well, I don't know. McCullers could be tipping pitches, so I don't know if you want to do that.
Hunter Brown hasn't really been seen yet.
Yeah,
That man.
True. The full bullpen hasn't been used yet by the Astros. I think if they have a chance to win it tonight, they throw everybody out there, and I think they do. Honestly, I thought they would win in 6 anyway. I think they win tonight. I know I tweeted out what Kyle Tucker said, which was he said, I would like to go home sooner rather than later. So hopefully we do it in 4. And I said he was prophesying. And then game 1 happened. It was a hot take. It was a bad take. But hey, I still think the Astros get it done tonight. And it'll be a great game. So Italo had a great comment earlier. He kind of has a good question here. And if you guys have any additional questions for us, put them in the chat. And we'll discuss them as much as possible. So the question is, he likes Davis Mills. We don't have to go all in on Bryce, do we?
I mean,
start with you, Ryan. Yeah, go for it. Take it away.
I think we saw one of Davis Mills' best games, which was the Eagles. Even then, like I say, this is one of his best games. You can see there's still a lot lacking, and it's not stuff that just gets fixed overnight or in a season. It's some not being able to throw the ball well deeply, and when I say that, it's consistently underthrowing. Remember, Josh Allen was kind of all over the place, if not always overthrowing.
Yeah,
there was enough arm strength with Josh Allen. I don't think Davis Mills has the full arm strength to actually continue.
Yeah.
Which would mean we have to take away the deep ball. It's intermediate and short game. Really hard to win if you can't throw at all 3 levels. So I think it, and if you're in the chat, you know, I've been avoiding doing quarterback mock drafts. Yeah, that changed.
I've done a healthy mix.
That changed for me. I think if Bryce is there when we're there, I think it's kind of a no-brainer. But if Bryce is gone, I'm not very confident in the rest of the quarterback class. There's only one guy I have the confidence in. If he's not there, he's not there. If he's there, no-brainer. Suddenly, Mechie becomes a wide receiver 1.
Perhaps.
With past chemistry.
What do you think, Matt?
And
what do you
can
think?
Get him.
Me personally, I think it all depends on where the 2 picks range. Like, we know our pick's going to range top 3-ish for sure, maybe. But, so, it all depends on where that second pick is. Because, like, say if we're number 2 and number 5, I think we should go
Will Anderson,
Jalen Carter. Because with that, the front 7 instantly gets a much-needed boost. And our secondary looks this much better. But if we're not picking again for a minute, I'd say I'd probably pull the trigger on Bryce Young. But then again, I also wouldn't be mad if we waited till next year and got like a Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
And it's also a question of whether you believe we turn over coaching staffs.
Yeah.
That's a very valid question as well. Yeah.
We are going to do one thing different today. I have been promising my boy Matt that we're going to do a mock draft, so I will let Ryan.
We are the mock draft nerds.
I am not the mock draft guy, so what I will do is I think
Pro Football Network.
If you guys, I think one of you guys might be able to see the ability to present. Do you guys see that?
Matt. Oh, wait, let me pull up.
It should be in the stream. But before we do that, I want to while we're doing that, while you guys are doing that in the stream, I'm gonna talk a bit about this question here because I want to discuss. Matt and Ryan and I have really jumped deep in on this, like deep in on this. We've talked about this daily. This is almost a daily thing, and they know my position on this. My position is do not draft a quarterback this year. It's not worth it. Build your line. Build your trenches. That's the way that a bunch of teams have won a Super Bowl. Now, that's just me, right? If he's there, if Bryce is there, it's almost a no-brainer. But if Bryce is there, then do you take who's available with your next pick, right? Do you take Quentin Johnston out of TCU? Do you take
Jordan Addison out of USC?
Yeah, Jordan Addison out of USC. Do you take depending on where that next pick is? Yeah. Jackson Smith Njigba. All right. Do you take
and we kind of just listed off all the first round wide receivers.
Yeah, we kind of.
Speaking of Bryce Young, though, I'm pretty sure he was just picked off already.
Yeah. But here's my other question: instead of those players, does Andrew Voorhees sneak in?
Again, as of right now, Voorhees all over the place. I don't think people have properly scouted him yet.
Yeah, and I a couple of videos I talked about him, and I gave some. I did promise y'all some more film reviews. I'm gonna keep getting on that. I need to get back on that again. I'll do Bryce and CJ Stroud later, but do we take Bijan Robinson? I'm of the mindset you never take a running back in the first round. You wait till second or later. Derrick Henry was a second round pick. But yeah, I think you build the line, you build the trenches, you build that defense. Tampa wins a Super Bowl because they had a legit elite defense, and then they put Tom Brady there.
And I'm not going to disregard that. I think we got to look at one techs in free agency. Maybe we also drafted another one tech as well. And just really shore up the one tech position.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I think you can afford to do Bryce Young at 2 or 3 and still have enough to build trenches later on because there's not really a first round center. You can still walk out day 2 with a center.
Yeah.
You can walk out of day 2 with a guard.
Yeah.
If Andrew Voorhees works his way up and the Browns start winning, maybe we take Voorhees out like 14, 15, you know?
Yeah. And then possibly grab some.
And there's a good edge class too, by the way.
Yeah.
If you want to talk wide receiver, I like Cedric Tillman. He's 6'3". I also like A.T. Perry. He's 6'4". They're both about 215, 216.
I still want Darnell Washington, and then we can just let go of one of the tight ends. But
I don't know, dude. A.T. Perry and Cedric Tillman, they have been really great. Tillman I think he can play the Z position in the NFL. Perry would be basically just another big body Nico year one, while Nico can develop into the Z position a little bit more with his route running.
Yeah.
Ryan, hear me out. Darnell Washington this year. Brock Bowers next year.
No.
I mean,
let's just we've got enough.
Jordan would disagree. I know for a fact Jordan would disagree, but hey.
I'm gonna say let's
listen. I don't want to dream that big.
Italo, you continue to be right here, right? Like we still need a center. Defensive ends, right? That's needed.
Defensive ends you can find in day 2, 3, and 4 this year, or day 2 and 3 this year for sure.
And remember, day 2, some of those day 2 picks, especially if let's say we do end up with the number 1 pick. I'm not so sure we will, but let's say we end up with the number 1 pick. That would mean we'd have pick 32 in the draft. That is another first round
and pick 60. 3.
Yes, and pick 63. So you're talking about that's technically
3 first
3 first-round picks
and
and a second.
pick.
Like the second, like that's insane, right? That's
without moving Cooks in the offseason.
yeah, that's not without moving Cooks.
And
That's
we
not
also have
without,
2. So in first 2 days we'd have 3 first round, 1 second round, 1 third round.
yeah. So that's you're looking at a lot of talent there, right? That we have in the first 3 rounds. I think we have 2 first rounders or 2
first
third
round,
rounders this year.
2
right?
third rounders, 1 second rounder.
Yeah. So in the first 3 rounds, we're gonna get some talent.
Oh.
Yeah, we could have had Linderbaum, but we got Kenyon Green. He's doing pretty good. And we thought Justin Britt, I guess, would build on last year, and then he realized he was
He's
bad.
still technically with the team, so
he's with the team, but he's not playing. So I don't know what's going on there. It is what it is. All right. For the guys you don't know, I use StreamYard for my streaming. Shout out to Jordan who told me about this. Do you guys see at the bottom of the screen the ability to present your screen?
share screen 2, share.
There we
should
go.
be. Okay, cool.
I had to add it to the stream. There you go.
How many rounds do y'all want to do?
Let's do the full 7.
All right.
And we'll do one. And then we'll post it in the Texans Thoughts stream. And Ryan, actually, if you could send it to me, I'll post it on Twitter as well for those of y'all if y'all want to watch it. And it'll be there for y'all. All right.
Let's start.
So let's just do it straight, based off of what it is. Give us your picks in the chat. What you would
Bryce Young got taken. Again.
Well, this is an easy choice for me.
If Bryce Young is taken.
Well, he's taken, but it's easy for me. I'll tell you who I would take.
Got my tail clock, man.
I know who.
So how many of us are saying Will and how many of us are saying Jalen?
Will.
All right.
Jalen's tempting, but I think Will's generational.
Oh, Jalen got taken.
And so did Keely Ringo. That's unfortunate. Now,
I love how bad it is.
that's unfortunate.
None of these are good.
Yeah.
So what we really have
Jackson Smith and Jigba? Yes. What? We have all of these people available?
I don't know if he can work out. Like, that would really make Mechie useless.
I guess true. But Jordan Addison.
Keyshawn Boot and Jordan Addison, I think they both could step up in this role.
Is
Noah Sewell, my opinion, he should not be considered in the first round or really second round.
We know that isn't Jordan Addison like 6 foot exactly?
Yeah, so
he's a little short, right?
He's like Cook, 6 or Devonta Smith, like around 6 foot, 175.
Yeah,
very close to what Cooks is.
And then
who is 6 foot 205, and Smith is 6 foot
198.
Yeah,
I think you take Boot here actually.
Boot,
he's.
I think he's fantastic. Even if you don't have a new QB, he gets a chance to learn.
Yeah, and he's got another big body in Nico. Ooh, this is gone. So straight up off the bat, just kind of let y'all know. Like I said,
I been going to be there. Let's just get a new wide receiver core.
Yeah, just get rid of Moore and
Now, this is where I think it will get tricky for us.
Oh no, take Darnell here.
Gervon Dexter. Oh, I know. He can be he's a 3 tech, but he can also be that outside guy in the 3-4.
Yeah.
When really, you got that rushing linebacker on his outside.
Yeah.
You have Osiris Torrance, who's 6'5", 335, big boy. Jordan Addison's still there. In reality, he's not going to be there, so I'm going to act like,
Yeah, you're going to play realistic here. Darnell Washington is, I think, the pick that you have.
Darnell Washington.
Blocking tight end. He can fit in well with catching. And Ika got taken.
Darnell's equally as dangerous in the receiving game.
Yes. So the reason I know he's a little different, right? The reason I say you take Washington there is because that helps your blocking better than what OJ
100%.
Howard is doing. Right, so
And then this is where I think it starts getting complicated. You got Ricky Stormberg, who I believe has a background in wrestling a little bit. You got Tyree Wilson, who's a really good edge out Tech. And then if you look down, you got Jarrett Patterson right here too.
Has Voorhees been taken?
No, but they have Voorhees ranked around 106, I think.
107.
That's unfortunate. I think you go. I mean, based off of this, go based off of what we think we should take, and I think we want to take a center here.
I know, but which center? The one who also plays guard, or the one who strictly plays center?
I would say Patterson probably. I think last year we had wanted Patterson too. Like I know we had talked about it a lot. There's no way he's 5'9".
Yeah, no, that's wrong. By the way, that's completely wrong. I looked it up.
Yeah.
So we take Jarrett Patterson, and we're back up. We can still take an edge and walk out day 3 with an edge. At this point, we have to assume, because look at who we've taken. We've taken Will Anderson, taken wide receiver, tight end, center. At this point, we have to assume that DT is being dealt with in free agency. You know?
Yeah.
We haven't taken defensive tackle at all yet. Because I don't know where Jaquin and Roy. Oh, wait. Voorhees got taken at 66, guys.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
That's really unfortunate.
That's very unfortunate. Just to let y'all know, we really love Voorhees. He is a mauler. And if he does not show up to whatever camp he shows up in a Jason mask, I'll be highly upset.
So, like, there's a lot of options now here. Andre Carter, who's that 6'7", 260 kind of edge versus a 6'6", 275.
Will Andre Carter be able to play immediately?
He's been looked at as a first-round pick by other people.
Yeah, but will he be able to play
Stevenson. I think he will.
No, the reason I say that is because he's out of the he's out of Army. He's out of a military school. Usually they have
they can get that wave if they get drafted, though.
Yeah, they can, but
and it usually happens.
I don't know. Do we look for a tackle to start taking over for Tunsil? Or do we just sign Tunsil to another deal, extend him again?
I think we extend Tunsil.
Smart. That's what I would do.
Extend Tunsil, get a one tech in free agency.
Yeah. Do we get another CB?
See, this is where I think it gets tricky.
Or safety?
Who's the safety that's up here? I'm pretty sure he's a strong safety. While we're lacking more of a free safety.
Yeah.
And, like, remember, we also pick at 103, 101.
Yeah.
So, like, some of these guys are probably going to be here. There's guys later on I believe in.
Yeah.
But at this point, we're talking about talent.
Yeah.
We have, and all props to Will Anderson. Like, he's great and all, but
he's better than John Bernard.
He's 235.
Yeah.
He still needs to add weight for the NFL, and he's still a speed rusher. So we need that bigger edge, which is where Carter and Tyree really come in for me.
Yeah. Jonathan Owens, I'll say this, and I should have probably talked about this earlier, and I don't want to keep us on here for too much longer. But what I will say is Jonathan Owens has been Eric Murray has been playing better than Jonathan Owens. I'll leave it at that. Jonathan Owens has been hesitant, to say the least.
As a UDFA man, he's playing great. as a
Yeah.
UDFA. Like, I can't ask for much more from him. But I also need to realize, like, if this is it going forward, we might need a little bit better.
Yeah.
I think he does make good competition for any rookie, though, or any second-year player.
All right, what are we gonna pick here? I think we should go defense here, but what are we picking?
I like the two edges right here. I don't think you can get better value for these guys. They're both looked at as first-round picks in other systems.
Then I would say go with Tyree Wilson. So that's just my thought.
He's a little bit heavier. He's a little bit taller.
I say go with Tyree, but that's just I prefer that.
I kind of agree, though. It's just the debate of, do you want length or a little bit more size?
Yeah. Do we take? Let's just play it straight. Do we take another back to back up?
Zach Evans, 6 foot 216. He's decent size. Who else can you take? I just like his name. Tavion Thomas, 6'2", 238.
He's a big boy.
Young, 3 tech. Dennis is kind of light, although then you have Kenny.
There you go. So he can catch.
Kenny McIntosh he's a stud.
He's a stud. I think Dameon Pierce would start still, and then you'd have him.
So you want to go with back?
I think we go with the back here. I think Kenny McIntosh is.
What do you say, Matt?
I think Kenny McIntosh. Yeah, he would definitely be RB2, but if Kenny McIntosh is your running back too, then you're doing something good. So.
Oh yeah.
You gotta slow down. What's happening here?
It just takes time to do some of this. All right, so we have some good things going on with us.
You got Hendon Hooker there.
Hey, well, yeah, we're taking Hendon Hooker here, right?
No.
Oh.
No. We got a guy that was let go by the team. You watched Georgia last week, Matt?
No, I didn't.
Oh, by the way, Cox is a transfer from Georgia to Florida. Yeah, he threw a punch last week, and the team let him go, so something else is going on. Al Walcott is interesting. He basically is playing the feature role now at Baylor. And he's really a cornerback playing PG's role. And
would he take over for Tavir Thomas and Desmond King, who, let's be real here, Desmond King is playing some of the best football we've seen him play.
He really has. I just think it's interesting he's over here. I like his play. Kenny Logan, haven't really seen much of him. You got Mozzie Smith, who is a one tech, but he's not the best. He's probably the gapping one tech you would want. It's basically another Roy Lopez, in my opinion. Let's see, how far down is the guy I really... Well, Anaya Smith. A.J. Perry at 167. We picked before 167. Oh, yeah, barely. But then you have A.T. Perry. Oh, we just take a wide receiver. Never mind. I'm getting ahead of ourselves. Let's see this guy. 220. He's a little light.
Yeah.
Wooden. And then I think Matt liked this safety, but I'm pretty sure he plays more of a strong safety role.
I like him, but yeah, I do think he's more of a strong safety guy.
And we're at the point where it gets kind of interesting because you can take like plus or minus 10 or 20, and it's almost the same. Kenny Logan. Who wants a Keanu on our team?
I think here is probably where we start taking BPA.
Yeah.
And honestly, do we think Hendon Hooker is going to be worse than not Mills, but worse as a backup than
I mean, I think I said it in
Kyle
chat.
Allen.
We could use them as like a Jacob Brissett role almost.
Yeah. So that might be the pick, or you take a linebacker.
Or
If it's
Tanner
one of
McKee
those,
is there.
I think
Or
I might
Tanner
take
McKee is there.
who?
Tanner McKee.
That's a big boy.
Another Stanford quarterback.
Yeah, like Mark Stanford quarterback's working out fine-ish.
And then there's also
like another one.
this option of Blake Freeland.
Have him learn behind Tunsil and Titus.
Yeah. Who's our backup tackle? Charlie Heck.
Yeah, I'm not so sure he'll stay there for much longer.
Exactly.
And see where they have, I think his name is Javon Foster. He's a tackle from Missouri. He was locking down that left side when I went and watched him play. They have him at that low. Wow.
Yeah. Again,
UDFA.
no play's gonna be perfect.
No.
All right,
I
Jay.
think you just take BPA here.
Who do you take?
Honestly, you guys are already beyond my depth. But I would honestly, I'm taking the BPA, and the BPA is Hendon Hooker, right?
All right.
But that's just. I'm not saying he's replacing Mills. I'm saying he's there to provide some type of something.
Money, Matt?
I think we should go Jalon down there at 137, but
I kind of agree.
that's just
Do
me.
it. Do
I'm
it.
just going between those two. I'll agree. If it lets me click him.
There you go.
Oh, it did. It's running slow. Hendon Hooker to Seattle. Wow.
We messed around and gave Seattle their guy.
A.T. Perry got. Oh, man, I like A.T. Okay, here we come again. And this is when I think we can have a little bit of fun. We got
BB.
two guards right there.
BB. I just
BB.
like his name.
I'm looking at Malik.
We have a
Cunningham.
6'3" actual free safety right here as well.
Ooh. Do it.
Who do you want?
Me
we
personally,
going?
I'm looking at Malik Cunningham, but
Who do y'all want? BB?
that's just memes.
Kendrick? Who do y'all want on here?
6'3" safety. That's a 6'3".
There's
free
also
safety.
Tyke Smith. Just to mess with Matt.
Give me the tall free safety.
How about you, Matt?
Yeah, I'll hop on board. Let's say Kendrick.
All right.
Ooh.
And look, we're back up. And look who's there. BB.
BB.
I think at this point you take BB.
BB.
Wait a little bit, see what happens. And just as a refresher, we still have 4 picks.
Good grief. We have so many picks.
So we've got an edge, a wide receiver, a big edge, tight
So
end.
here's what's probably going to
Sure.
happen, and this is my thing. Is we're getting
I think these get traded.
some of these are going to get traded, and we're going to trade back into the first round to get additional people, and the second round.
I can see it. I think this is where Casario goes for PJ Mustafar as a defensive tackle.
Do it then. Be Nick Casario. Oh wait, what am I saying? Don't we want who's the kicker for right now for Georgia?
You want Noah Ruggles?
Yeah. Or that punter? Who's that punter from Georgia? The one who's been balling out at punter?
I honestly don't know. Outside the one Missouri game I went to, I haven't really watched many Georgia games, so I don't have a way to. So there's blackouts and restrictions. Yeah, it's tough, but
You know what? PJ's still there. I'm gonna go with PJ right now because we pick again in 4, 3, 2. Here we are. All right, guys.
Oh, there's my cousin.
Brock Martin.
And this is when I take my guy. Because screw it. He's
we're near
6'5". He plays well. We didn't take a 3 tech. There's our new 3 tech. I believe in him.
Like the U.S. soccer fans believe in the U.S.
We have this free safety who used to play with Sauce. This is actually a linebacker I'd be very interested in. Mohamed Diabetti.
Do it.
It's like a hit or miss on him, though. He is hit or miss. But he's still better than
Kirksey.
Some other guys. But he's hit or miss as a rookie. I'd rather have the rookie be making those mistakes than a veteran, you know?
Like Harris is right now, yeah. This should be we should only have one more. That was it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that is the pick. That is the picks that we have done. I'll post it on Twitter after it. Ryan, you post it on Twitter as well. We'll get it out there.
Make sure you say we're taking a free safety or 1 tech and free agency.
Yeah. And we'll I think that'll be where we will end it. We will stop here. It has been a long stream. It's almost 2 hours, and this is a podcast, y'all. So podcasts usually don't go 2 hours unless it's the Joe Rogan Experience, and I am not the Joe Rogan Experience. I am the moderate Texan. So this week, just kind of quick recap to let y'all know what we talked about today. We talked about, well, an ugly game, honestly. It was pretty ugly. It was a lot of quitting out there on the field. It was a lot of just not reading correctly. But in reality, what we thought was ugly from certain players was not as ugly as we thought. And with that, you know what we do. We always look into the darkness, y'all, here on this channel. We look in the darkness, we find a little bit of that light, and we bring everybody right back to the middle. I'm Jay. I'm the moderate Texan. That's Ryan. That's GM Fanatic. That's Money Matt Marr right there. We'll be here next week. Next week is the Veterans Day stream. I will have some special guest veterans on there. We're going to be talking for about the first 15 minutes about what Veterans Day kind of means to us. And if Ryan and Matt want to be here too for that, they're more than welcome. Maybe we can get Jordan back as well and have a whole group of people. But with that being said, don't forget, y'all, this is also on Google Podcasts. This is on Spotify. This is on Apple Podcasts. It'll be there. I'll upload them tomorrow, probably at 10 a.m. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit us up on Twitter. Like I said, all our stuff is below in the description. It's been fun. This is the Moderate Texan Podcast. We out, y'all.